for the timer?
Yeah.
Just because I want to be able to follow the intervals.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So first speech is about favorite TV show, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So I think I would have to say that my favorite TV show would be Game of Thrones. And I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a very good and always has you at the end of the seat kind of a TV show. I hope I don't give away any spoilers for our group members that haven't seen it, but it's the last season is going to be coming out next month, and I'm really sad about it because it's such a good show. And I was really bummed that it was on hold for all of last year while they were filming the last season. But my husband and I also don't have cable because I feel that we don't really watch TV that often. So we just stick to Amazon Prime and Netflix. And when we do watch stuff, it's on those two things. But anyway, whenever the new season of Game of Thrones would come out, we would only get HBO on Amazon Prime solely to watch Game of Thrones and then just end our services after the season ended. But I remember the first episode of Game of Thrones that I ever watched was back when my husband and I were dating at the time. So he put on Game of Thrones for me to watch because he really liked it. And the first episode, I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest. I had to watch the first episode more than one time to actually get into it and understand what was going on. And I was very confused. And I just was thinking to myself, why did you put this on? This isn't a very interesting show. And I know a lot of people struggle with that very first episode as well. But anyway, after you get past that first episode, then it's kind of, you're hooked. And that's what happened with me. And I ended up binge watching it until I caught up with the current season that it was at the time. But it's very addicting. And my mom just barely recently got into it last year because I had been mentioning it to her. And then all of a sudden, she started watching it one weekend, and literally the following weekend, I had asked her what episode she was on and what season she was on. And then she's all, "Oh, I'm on season 5." And I was like, "What? How are you on season 5? It's literally been 1 week since you started the first episode." But that's how addicting it is. And that's how good of a show it is. So I'm really glad that it's finally going to come back on next month. However, I'm sad that it's going to be the last season because I feel that they could continue with it, but oh well. Anyway, that's my favorite TV show. And I'm done. Okay. Should I stop recording the broadcast?
You want to do another one, or are you done with your? Do you want to do another AT post AT? I mean, you have a lot of data since you have a bunch of baseline, but I mean, if you want to do another interventions from on you.
Well, did my nervous habits decrease by 80% during the first post AT assessment compared to my average baseline level?
We would have to do the graph. I don't know. I'm not looking.
Because it said if a participant's nervous habits did not decrease by 80% during the first post-AT assessment compared to his or her average baseline level, or if that data indicated an increasing trend, he or she completed a booster AT session.
Yeah, I would say you have to do the graph and look at it from there. Get the averages and all that stuff. I can tell you how many overall you got, how many total you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. You got 5 behaviors in this one. I mean, the last one you had 7, 8. You had 8, so it went down. Um, oh, you did really good on this one. 4 on that one. So yeah, I think the way to see that is you actually kind of we can kind of estimate it right now just by looking at it, but because yours definitely went down. Um, but I think to actually see the actual data, you would have to
Just
start
graph
your
it.
graph and start the actual numbers, habits per minute, all that stuff.
Okay, we'll do another one and then I'll have to look at the data.
Yeah.
We'll do another one just to be safe.
And you have your timer too, right? You got your timer, right? Or
Yeah.
just so you know, yeah. I thought you were gonna keep going like after 3 minutes.
Oh no.
Let's see. Let me think of a topic. Favorite food? Is that one? Favorite
Yeah,
foods?
we could talk about favorite foods.
Yeah, it can be a bunch of things.
Okay. I'll
All
start
right,
writing my
so
notes.
yep, Future's favorite foods. I'll give you 10 minutes. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, it's kind of hard to write notes on favorite food, so I'm just gonna wing it and see how it goes.
All right. Let me know if you have your time ready.
Okay, hold on. All right, it's ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So my favorite food that I like to eat is pasta. So any type of pasta, it could be spaghetti, it could be rigatoni, it could be pasta salad, macaroni and cheese, just anything with noodles and very carby. But however, I am now in my late 20s and I feel like my metabolism has slowed down a bit. So I have to really monitor how much carbs I'm eating, and I don't necessarily eat as much pasta as I used to. There was one point where I was running a lot more, and when I still lived at home with my parents, but my mom would literally make spaghetti or rigatoni for me probably around 3 times a week, and I would eat it for sometimes 4 days straight just because I was able to eat it that much without even gaining any weight. However, with age, your metabolism slows down, so I can't eat it as much as I would like to. But I love spaghetti, rigatoni, and it has to have a lot of meat and ground beef. So whenever I make it myself, I just buy, I don't really know how many pounds of ground beef it is, but I buy a lot of ground beef and then I cook it separately. I cook the noodles separately, and then I add the sauce to the ground beef and then mix it in. And then I usually keep the noodles and sauce separate. So I'll grab the noodles and put the noodles on a plate, and then I'll add the meat sauce in after. I don't really have a favorite restaurant that I like to eat pasta at. There's Olive Garden, which is good, but sometimes the food doesn't come out as great. There was this place in Colorado that my husband and I would go to when he was stationed out there for the military, and it was called Carrabba's. And they had really good Italian food. And for some reason, there's not any out here, or at least that I've heard of. So every time I would go to Colorado, that was our go-to place to have dinner because their food was just amazing. And it's kind of annoying that when I do go to my parents' house, they have cable, so I'll see commercials and stuff, and they'll have commercials of Carrabba's, and it's annoying because there's no Carrabba's out here, so I don't even know why they're promoting it. But that's my favorite food, and I'm done.
Cool. Thank you. All right, that was really good. I didn't catch anything at the beginning, and then I think until like interval 11, I think there was like 2. So nice.
Okay. Yay! So I think it did decrease then.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah. First one went, yeah. Well, I would definitely, get the habits per minute, and then you can definitely see it. But yeah, I mean, definitely, the very first one you had, what, like 19, 18, and then from 18 it went down to, then from 18 it went up to like 21. And then it went to 14, which so it went back down a little bit. And then it starts going back. And then it went really down for the fourth one. So you started going down already, 2, 4. And then it went up a little bit. Ah, shoot. Your data looks a little unstable. But
it's a little variable.
Yeah, because it goes up and down, And like I was reading, like I'm not sure if you saw the video that the teacher sent on like the announcements about like face line changes, right? When you should change, right? Because there's a such thing as going too early and too late. If you're just going up, then that should mean okay, it's time for like this person needs an intervention because their behavior is going up, right?
Yeah.
But obviously that would be different if the behavior was a good behavior. Like if the behavior was to clean and the behavior is going up already, then that means we're already too late for the intervention because this person's already doing a good behavior. So like it all depends on the type of behavior and then how fast it's going up, how fast it's going down. So yeah, I mean you're gonna have to check it out, see how it looks.
Yeah.
And then your post AT assessment were definitely good. They definitely went really down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 on the first AT assessment, and 2 on the next one. So I mean,
yeah. Oh man, that is true. Hold on, I'm gonna stop recording.